Hi, I'm Chapman. We're doing my video presentation for iTech 1204. The topic I've chosen is the format war between Blu-ray and HD DVD. When you walk into a store, need for physical high-definition video content, you have one option, that being Sony's Blu-ray disc. Although it wasn't always like this. The Blu-ray disc once had a competitor in the race to provide consumers with high-definition video content. That competitor was Toshiba's HD DVD. The conflict and race was known as the format war. This hasn't been the first format war, as in the mid-70s the conflict began again with Sony and its Betamax and JVC's VHS, with the eventual winner being VHS due to its lower price point, even though it was technically better than the Betamax format. And so history was about to repeat itself, with the rise of the format war between Blu-ray and HD DVD. So did Sony learn anything from its past involvement with the Betamax versus VHS format war? Well, from initial views, it seemed not, as the Blu-ray disc again, superior in storage and performance, much like their failed Betamax, had much higher price point, which gave concern to consumers and tech experts in investing in emerging technology. But first, I'll take you back to the reason that the competition even began and was pushed. Even with the knowledge of past mistakes and no large company or consumer wanting to be on the losing side, it was due to the growth of consumers' interest in HD televisions and from their introduction in the mid-90s. The downside of this technology at the time was there was no well-known or inexpensive method of recording, storing and playing back this video content on the new HD televisions. So a collaboration between Sony and Philips pushed the development of a method to create a higher density optical disc, which was capable of such task. So in the early 2002, the announcement of the Blu-ray disc was officially made. The first Blu-ray player for consumers released the following year in a Japanese market exclusively. Its cost was astronomical, totaling at close to $4,000, defeating the purpose of being inexpensive for the customers. So it also didn't release with any movies or reliable method of recording HD television. It was looking strongly like Sony and its Blu-ray disc was indeed going to repeat history. So the DVD forum, which was chaired by Toshiba, worried about the future of the technology. In doing so, started the development of its own HD blue laser disc, also in 2002, which was then later renamed by the DVD forum as the HD DVD. And so the development of the two discs had started, marking the start of the format war. The Blu-ray disc wasn't solely Sony's creation. There was a great number of other companies that supported and helped develop the technology. Some of these companies are TDK, Samsung, Philips, and LG. This gave Blu-ray a large base of support from the manufacturers of the devices that would be playing their discs. The support helped develop the Blu-ray ROM, which stood for Blu-ray disc read-only memory. This was the new and improved Blu-ray disc. It had the capacity of 50 GB, making it the largest and high-performing of the two discs, but again at a higher price point. The official release of the BD-ROM was in June 2006, which was a few months after the official release to market of the HD DVD. When the first player was launched, soon after followed an increasing list of titles for the device, including Fifth Element, Hitch, and Underworld. So what did the Blu-ray format have going for it? Well, firstly, of the two formats, Blu-ray was technically superior in both performance in reference to the transfer speeds and also its overall capacity. With a drive speed of x16, data could be written to a Blu-ray disc at speeds of 72 megabytes per second, and with a dual-layer disc, it could hold up to 50 gig. Secondly, Sony utilised its ties to the manufacturers such as Samsung and LG and more to create a large support base for the format. Sony was having advantages through numbers, which also leads into the third advantage for the Blu-ray format, which was the exclusive support from the three of the six major distributors, which were Columbia Pictures, Walt Disney, including Pixar, and the 20th Century Fox, giving them a large amount of consumer interest. And the last, and what might be Sony's biggest advantage, which is PlayStation 3, the first-party gaming console that had boldly shipped with Blu-ray capabilities. This device was getting Blu-ray play into every buyer's home, whether they wanted it or not. But the Blu-ray also had a number of things against it. First of which which was being briefly mentioned, was the cost factor, as that added performance come at a monetary cost to the customer. Secondly, the Blu-ray format was completely new to the customers. It was unknown, which is off-putting when deciding on two different devices, especially when the other option is just an advancement of an already well-established technology. As consumers already had an understanding of DVD, HD DVD was just simply an upgrade. So a bit of background on HD DVD. Its development started by the DVD Forum. The idea of development of the HD DVD technology was pushed heavily by Toshiba and NEC, two large players of the DVD Forum. To aid in the development and the research of the newborn format, the HD DVD promotional group was formed. This group was made up of manufacturers and media studios such as Toshiba as the chairman, Memory Tech Corp and NEC as vice chairman, and Sanyo as auditors, totaling a size of 71 general members. Everything was in place and ready for the release of the first HD DVD player at the end of March 2016, as mentioned before, beating the Blu-ray to market by a minor couple months. This marking a major step in the format war. What advantages did HD DVD have upon its competitor? Many of these simply are the areas where Blu-ray discs were lacking. For example, DVD had already been established and understood format from the perspective of consumers, so HD DVD is simply an upgrade to DVD. Secondly, HD DVD was officially the first to market, excluding the prototype release Blu-ray had released in Japan. The HD DVD had a couple months late, which got the early adopters invested in their ecosystem, thus keeping them in the ecosystem once the Blu-ray had released to market. Other advantages to the HD DVD were that it also had three of the big six content distributors, these being Universal Studios, Paramount, and Warner Brothers. And lastly, some would say the most important was the support from Microsoft. Bill Gates had announced that there would be a HD DVD add-on for the Xbox 360, giving the HD DVD access to a great number of consumers they might not have had before. HD DVD also had its disadvantages. Again, simply were areas where Blu-ray disc excelled. Unlike Sony, Toshiba didn't have the same reach over the market, which would make the adoption much slower for their format. So with all that said, how did Blu-ray come out on top? Well, at the beginning, it really didn't seem like Sony would be winning this one. It looked like they were going to have another piece of failed technology under their belt. It was a huge gamble to play for the PlayStation 3 and its Blu-ray capabilities. It wasn't, and a lot thought it wouldn't be enough to save them. So much so that both Paramount and DreamWorks dropped the Blu-ray disc from in favour for HD DVD. But it all wasn't perfect for HD DVD either, as the relationship between Toshiba and Warner Brothers was on rocky grounds and over the CES conferences of the year. All while PlayStation 3 is now reduced price but is gaining popularity, which led to the bombshell and a huge game changer in the war, that being the announcement that Warner Brothers would be stopping their support of the HD DVD and would be exclusively picking up Blu-ray disc. This marked the decline of HD DVD, and more businesses started to drop out in the coming months. This included Best Buy, Walmart, two of America's largest retailers. They began phasing out HD DVD in February of 2008. At the same time, Sony had also announced that the PlayStation 3 had sold over 10 million units alone, compared to the combined total of 1 million DVD players sold, which led to the eventual announcement from Toshiba, the largest backer of the HD DVD, that they would be stopping the production of the HD DVD player and recorders, thus ending the format war. So the format war was over. Blu-ray disc had emerged victorious, and Sony began picking up the remaining distributors and re-releasing their content on the Blu-ray format. Even though Sony had won, they didn't really see the growth they desired, as traditional DVD still remains the primary physical format, and with the gaining popularity of video on demand and streaming, with sites such as Netflix, Hulu, the Blu-ray format has seen a steady decline in their market share. So the format doesn't seem very bright, their future. They might not be around for much longer. That's it. Thank you for watching, and that's it.